ever wonder why wrestling needs its villains? What makes a good villain? What is a heel, and who are the best of all time? Well, we're about to find out. Let's get ready to rumble on the number 2 show. All right, buckle up, you rowdy bastards. SummerSlam 2023 was an unexpected spectacle, like when my uncle hired a stripper for my 9th birthday party. Don't worry, he ended up marrying her, and Auntie Anastasia is by far my coolest relative. We had Roman playing King of the Hill, Becky stealing hearts like she's some kind of ginger Cupid, and then Logan Paul. The human clickbait. In the ring, what's next? PewDiePie in a Hell in a Cell match with Elon Musk? Actually, sadly, could see that happening. But while we're rolling in the deep end of wrestling absurdity, let's talk about the unsung heroes who really grind our gears in the best way. The heels. That's right, the bad guys, the villains, the ones who make you want to throw your nachos at the TV and clothesline your little brother off the top of your bunk beds. Is there a method to their madness, or are they just plain mad? Strap on your championship belts and follow me down the glory hole as we take a suplex into the world of wrestling's most hated characters. The heels, brother. The term heel goes beyond just wrestling. It's essentially the villain, the opposition, the necessary evil. The proverbial turd in the punch bowl. From Shakespeare's Lago to Darth Vader, bad boys get things done. Here to explain further, our wrestling expert and residential field correspondent. And now, in this stall, weighing in at a whopping 4,000 pounds. 3,398 pounds, a man who needs no introduction, but I'm gonna give him one anyway. Please welcome the Flexecutioner himself, Warhorse!
Yeah! Ooh, who rules ass? Yeah! That's what I'm talking about, baby. Do you feel that?
God, I felt that through my glory hole.
Got the glory hole rumbling today, buzzing.
Warhorse, welcome to the number 2 show. It is an honor to have you here as my second guest of all time. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, nice to be on. Well, finally sitting on this mighty porcelain throne over here. Feels good, feels right, feels nice, and this is actually a pretty good toilet seat you got.
Yeah? You ever hit anybody with a toilet seat in a wrestling match before?
Oh, yeah. I've been hit with them. I've hit people with them. I've been swirlied. I've swirlied people. Mostly I do the swirling, though, but a little bit of everything. So D all the above.
Warhorse, could you please tell us what a heel is in professional wrestling?
So a heel is exactly this. Not just a bad guy. Not just somebody who makes you mad, but somebody who drives your emotion to see their opponent succeed. It's not just about them and making you hate them. It's about making you want to see their downfall. The best way that they can do that is by riding an emotional wave up and up and up. And then eventually, what's called a babyface, the good guy, thwarts them in their attempt to win the championship or win the match or anything like that. You want to see them fail, but so much fun to watch them succeed. That is what a heel is.
Thank you, Warhorse. I'll see that you're nominated for a Pulitzer for that hard-hitting account. Before we go any further, it might be a good idea to learn more about where the idea of the heel comes from, which brings us to a segment I like to call the Annals of History.
From the Annals of History!
I think we were missing an N. Anyways, where did heels come from? Well, they can be traced back to carnival days. Imagine you're a big, sweaty, burly man down on his luck in the pre-Great Depression 1920s. Alcohol's illegal. Women are voting. You just heard jazz for the first time and you're confused about your place in the world. The only gig you can find is wrestling at a carnival. The promoters quickly figure out if the audience hated you, they'd pay to watch you lose. Thus, the heel was born. Over the years, wrestling heels evolved into masters of deceptions, betrayal, and smack talk. They're sneakier than a silent fart and twice as deadly. Have you ever wondered why the heel is so magnetic? It's because they're not just playing dirty, they're playing us. Every boo, every jeer, every thrown popcorn kernel fuels their wicked ways. They're there to rile you up, make you madder than finding a pubic hair on your toothbrush. They're the wedgie in your soul, the skid mark on its tighty-whities, and they are more than happy to give you a swirly in a toilet that they just took an upper decker in. And that concludes the annals of history.
From the annals of history.
Okay, that is definitely missing an N. Okay? Moving on. With legends like Bobby Heenan, Jerry Lawler, and the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, it's hard to determine who holds the title for most hated/loved heel of all time. But I'll take a swing. And to quote an honorable mention and one of my fave bad boys, the Macho Man, the cream of the crop will rise to the top, yeah. So here are my top 5 heels. Number 5, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, the founding fathers of the NWO and the Monday Night Wars. They plopped themselves down on the throne of Ted Turner's WCW so fast that he didn't even have time to put down one of them little paper ass caskets. And to quote Scott Hall's Hall of Fame induction speech, "Hard work pays off, dreams come true. Bad times don't last, but bad guys do." Number 4, Triple H. As part of the faction D-Generation X and later as The Game, Triple H has been a dominant heel figure in the wrestling business for decades. His ability to adapt and evolve his character has kept him relevant and hated by fans and middle school teachers for inspiring an entire generation of pubescent tweens to tell them to suck it in the hallways. Plus, he married the boss's daughter, and what is more of a suck-up heel move than that? Number 3, Vince McMahon. The WWE chairman turned himself into one of the greatest heels of all time during the Attitude Era. His feud with Stone Cold Steve Austin was legendary, and his portrayal of the evil boss was incredibly convincing. Plus, on live TV, he, and I'm not making this up, pissed himself, blew out both his quads, said a racial slur, made a woman bark like a dog, fought God to make fun of Christianity, ate a giant man's bare ass crack, and got his head shaved by a future president who would go on to do many of the same things. Number 2, Ric Flair. With his famous "woo" catchphrase, Flair was a charismatic and flamboyant heel. His persona as the Nature Boy, with custom-made suits and larger-than-life attitude, made him one of wrestling's most memorable villains. He was a Rolex-wearing, diamond ring-wearing, kiss-stealing, wheeling-dealing, limousine-riding, jet-flying son of a gun, and he's having a hard time holding these alligators down. Plus, in real life, he was struck by lightning twice, married 4 times, drank 15 beers a day, and slept with 10,000 women. To quote Rick, to be the man, you got to beat the man, which is exactly what our number 1 heel did. Number 1, near and dear to my heart, Rowdy Roddy Piper. Known for his exceptional mic skills, Piper played the heel to perfection, especially during his feud with Hulk Hogan in the mid-1980s, which took wrestling from a regional carnival act to a worldwide phenomenon. He also pulled down the aforementioned Ric Flair's trunks and spanked his bare ass with the belt during a match on pay-per-view and beat the living dog shit out of Goldust in a Hollywood back alley match where he chased him down the highway in a white Bronco in the WWE. And again, I am not making this up. They just used footage from the O.J. Simpson police chase in the cutaway B-roll. Look it up. He tortured babyface after babyface on Piper's Pit, where he coined the phrase, "Just when they think they've got the answers, I change the questions." And despite never having a babyface turn, he went on to star in John Carpenter's They Live, where he delivered the infamous line, "I came here to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum." Plus, he made kilts cool again. And if that isn't proof enough, I also have this tattoo. It says Hot Rod, and I got it when I was underage and drunk on Banana Red Mad Dog 2020, and yes, both of those things are illegal, and yes, that tattoo parlor is still operating today. Which brings us to the wrap-up, Mean Gene. So there you have it, my top 5 wrestling heels. The pricks so magnificently dastardly that they make Jeffrey Dahmer look like a babysitter. What's the appeal? They're the human embodiment of the itch you just can't scratch. Annoying as hell, but god damn, doesn't it make life interesting. Imagine wrestling without heels. That's like sex without the climax or whiskey without the burn. What's the fucking point? Heels are the sriracha and the vanilla pudding of life. They're the drunken text you send at 2 a.m. and regret, but also, not really. I still love you, Christine. When you're screaming at your TV, frothing at the mouth like an over-caffeinated rabid chihuahua, remember, these assholes are artists and craft masters. They've crafted the art of being an ass. They pull on your emotional strings harder than your teenage self pulled your pud. So the next time you're hurling your TV off the balcony, remember these dudes are the spice of life. They're that painful hemorrhoid that reminds you you're still alive and you need to see your proctologist. Or that ex who keyed your car. Terrible, but memorable. Smash that like button like it owes you money, and don't forget to subscribe or whatever people do these days. And always, always wipe front to back and don't use sandpaper unless you're a heel. Till next time, this is the Number 2 Show.